Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Kleinknecht here, and of course, head coach Scott Langer. Coach, a sweep of the Wilderness over the weekend here at the Odie Ice Center, a 6-2 win Friday. That was pretty even, really, until the third period, where you guys kind of blew things apart against the Wilderness there. 6 different goal scorers. A solid performance by Henry Welsh. You mentioned on Saturday when we talked that you were pretty happy with defensively with the performance for sure, but overall, pretty good game, huh?
You know, I thought we played really well defensively. We turned a lot of pucks over, and I thought that was a big difference in that game. They were really trying to jump in the rush and send their D, getting involved in the rush, and they were pressing pretty hard. And if you're not turning pucks over, you're not going to have a whole lot of success against that type of system. So I thought our guys did a really good job, especially through the neutral zone. And once we did get the puck back, what we did when we countered them was good. You know, it was a real good. I thought one of those games you could chalk up as one of our better games because we had a sustained effort throughout the 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, then we move on to Saturday, and Saturday was a different game altogether to me. It seemed the first 8 minutes a little bit. I don't know, mundane. A lot of whistles, a lot of icing, a lot of puck out of play. It just kind of seemed a little choppy. And then at about the 9-minute mark, things changed, and you guys end up with a 7-3 win that featured, again, 6 different goal scorers, and a good night for Jake Seibel. One goal that maybe shouldn't have been allowed, but it is what it is. Things got pretty exciting midway through the first, and you guys continued to pour on the offensive pressure and pour on the goal scoring.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good reaction to they had sent out their fourth line and obviously jumped Beatty and went after Bro and I thought our guys dealt with it the right way and that was to run it up on the scoreboard and to make them pay, you know, in our building. And I thought our guys did that. Again, you know, it was another solid defensive effort. I thought our specialty teams were good. We didn't allow them to gain any momentum on their power play, which they tend to do against teams in our division. So, you know, it's anytime you can get a sweep in this division, it's a big deal. It's a tough division to win back-to-back games in.
Without a doubt. And, well, you mentioned it. We've talked about the specialty teams. And with Verdes out of the lineup, scoring from all lines, power play went 1 of 9, and the kill strong, 5 on the weekend. You're pretty disciplined, staying out of the box. Only gave them one opportunity on Friday, particularly on Friday. But as you said, a good job of taking away any chance that they would have on the power play, but a really strong penalty kill too for you. So for you guys to be able to get a power play against that unit, that's got to be a positive point.
Well, yeah, I mean it's that time of the year where teams are relying on their specialty teams to put them over the top. I mean when teams are so close and there's so much parity, your specialty teams tend to win you or lose you hockey games. And for us, I'm thinking that it's really helping us with this stretch that we've been playing really well in. We're getting a power play goal tonight, and for the most part, we're killing off all the penalties that we need to kill off. So you put that with good 5-on-5 play, you have success.
For sure. Well, and you kind of mentioned it there, Coach. There's been a handful of games now, with the exception of a Sunday afternoon that had a little bit of a poor start, but ended up finishing really strong. It's been you've strung some games together. Would you say, or is it fair to say, that maybe this team's kind of turning a corner?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're doing a lot of things better, and you know, like you say, we miss a guy like Nathan Vertes, who's leading our team in scoring, to other guys stepping up and chipping in, and obviously our goaltending's been pretty good. You know, I don't know if we've dropped a game in regulation at home, and the whole month of November was obviously a big one for us. We climbed a lot of spots in a tough division to get near the top. So
for sure,
you know, I like the way our team's going. You know, we're playing hard. We got some toughness to our game, and we're starting to make plays. And when you make plays, you're going to win some games.
Well, and you talked about guys stepping up, and one of them that certainly did. You know, a lot of guys, but one guy in particular had a really nice weekend, big weekend for Cooper Haar. What has he added to this team?
Well, he adds a lot of maturity. You know, there's a guy that's played a lot of junior hockey, and I really like what he brought to the locker room. You know, when he speaks up in the locker room, guys tend to listen. He just he doesn't yell at guys. He doesn't have to raise his voice, but he's got a very mature demeanor about him, and he says all the right things. And then obviously when you watch him play, he plays with no fear. Like guys don't rattle him. You know, they go after him and they're chirping him from the bench, and he just doesn't seem to get rattled, and he continues to play hard. I mean, he's a last year guy playing for a scholarship, and he's playing hard every night. And so far, that's been a big trade for us.
Yeah, it really has been a great addition for sure. Well, the Wings now share the top spot in the Central with Bismarck, both with 36 points. Minot in third with 33, and Austin fourth, 30 points. Wilderness fifth, and then with 27, and then St. Cloud at the bottom of the division with 18 points. Quick turnaround, a midweek game with Minot Tuesday night, and then a home with Bismarck. Do you give them some time off, or how do you approach the midweek game like this?
Yeah, no, we had to practice today. We had to make sure that we got our feet under us and we prepared the right way heading into Minot. And it's a game day travel day, so we're not going to have the opportunity to pregame skate. So I think it's important that we go out there today. Practice was good today. There was a real good pace to it. Our guys are playing with a lot of confidence, and Minot's a fun place to play. We've had some success there over the years, so that's a good hockey team. They're coming off a big win against Bismarck, and I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Looking forward to it for sure. We'll get you all the information about times and viewing, etc. Well, Coach, that's pretty much all I've got for you. I appreciate you coming on the show as always, and best of luck against Minot and then against Bismarck on the weekend.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll return coming up after these words from our sponsor with the player. All right, continuing on with Wings Weekly, and as promised, a player joining me, and a guy that had a really big weekend, Cooper Haar. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Cooper from Huntington Beach, California. You played around in the league a little bit, so you're no rookie. You're not new to this by any means. And your brother played for the USA or in the USHL. Yeah. And then went to Western Michigan and went on to play the WHL and ECHL. So you had somebody that kind of already had walked these steps before, so to speak, to kind of guide you a little bit. That had to help, huh?
Yeah, for sure. My brother was a big influence on me, wanting to play hockey and being successful at it. And he was a very good role model, and I'm glad that I had that, so I wasn't in the dark, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, and as you say that, I've talked to a lot of guys and parents even that really don't know, how to take those first steps and so on. So that I can see where that would be a big benefit for sure. Well, tell us about, I mentioned obviously your brother, but how about the rest of your family?
Yeah, I have an older sister, Cassidy. She's 23. My brother, like you mentioned, Garrett, he's 26. And then just my mom and dad, and we've got a little pup at home.
Right on.
That's about it.
It's hard to miss those furry friends and furry family members when you're gone, huh?
Definitely.
All right, well, I want to get into the weekend here in just a bit, but first I wanted to ask you a little bit. Like I said, you've bounced around a little bit. Been in the Midwest, even though you're from California, so the weather and all that kind of stuff isn't that big of a change to you. But what were your first impressions of Aberdeen?
Coming here as an away team from playing in Bismarck, didn't see much of the town, but as I've gone through it more, I think I've realized how small it really is. It's that really, really small town feel, but it's got everything you need, and it's nice, so I can't complain.
Well, glad to have you for sure. I'm going to get to that Bismarck thing here in just a minute too. But a big weekend for you. 3 goals. A handful of assists. What's working for you right now? What's helping the level of success?
The easy thing to say is my line mates. Whether it was Vertes or now it's Schneider, and then with Byers in there, we just work well together. We work hard, and we try to make it as simple as we can on each other. And I think just working hard that we've been finding success, and hopefully we can keep that going here.
Yeah, well, for sure. And like Coach said too, you've been a big addition to this team. In the locker room too, just your level of experience and maturity too. I'm not going to ask a whole lot about Bismarck, but I did want to ask what it's like. Like you kind of feel a level of loyalty, I would imagine, to the team that you wear the sweater of. there's an allegiance, and then all of a sudden you change. Of course, you went down south to Texas and then come back up to Aberdeen. And as you said, you've played in this building before as a visitor, and you've kind of felt the scorn, we'll say.
Yeah, for sure.
All that kind of stuff, so it's got to be a little bit of a strange transition for you as opposed to being traded, say, someplace that you've never played before.
Yeah, definitely. I've always said that coming to Aberdeen as an away team, it's no fun. It sucks playing here. So when I got to come here, I was excited to play all the home games and stuff like that. But yeah, when we played Bismarck, it's like that bittersweet feeling a little bit. You gotta, you can be nice and all, but once you get on the ice, you gotta step on their throats, kind of. So.
Right. Well, and like I said, it wasn't just a cup of coffee. You actually were up there for quite a while. So I think around 100 games, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an interesting perspective for sure to switch teams in the same division. I wanted to talk with you a little bit more about home and the holidays. Of course, Thanksgiving is past, Christmas coming up. You've got the break that no doubt you're looking forward to. What are some of your holiday traditions and things that your family does that you're excited about?
I don't know if my family has a lot of traditions.
Yeah.
Normally, whether Christmas Eve, we tend to go to church. But other than that, we don't really have too many traditions, I guess.
What's the meal going? Is there a go-to that every year you have, or is it kind of you mix it up?
I think just a ham is probably the staple, but other than that, nothing specific.
Ham, good choice, good choice. Okay, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about superstitions. But I asked this of almost all the players simply because the fans that watch they are intrigued by that.
Definitely.
Because a lot of hockey players have a lot of superstitions. What, if any, do you have? Is there a game day ritual? Do you have a certain way of going about doing certain things?
Yeah, I think managing my time is a big thing. So everything's got a time. But when I'm getting dressed, like putting my gear on, I go left, right, left, right, left. So in that order.
You keep track of that.
I don't know.
That's interesting. All right. How about bus? Obviously, and your time in the South, I would imagine, there's some long bus trips there and stuff too.
Yeah.
We don't have. I always feel like we're kind of lucky in that regard. Our trips aren't the longest, even though they can feel that way sometimes. What is your go-to road trip? What are you taking with? What do you got to make sure you have?
100% a blanket, pillow, probably my iPad so I can watch some movies, and then just headphones, music, also for the movies.
Right. Okay. If you couldn't be playing hockey right now, what would you be doing?
Probably just going to school. I don't really know.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do after school or after that? You know what I mean? Like, what's your dream job?
I would actually really like to get into coaching.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's something I'm really interested in. But I haven't really thought about out of the hockey world yet. I should probably start thinking about that.
No rush. But yeah, there's plenty of time for the rut and grind of regular life. Enjoy it while you can. But just in listening to what Coach Langer has to say about you, I can see coaching as being a great fit. That's awesome. All right, well, I won't keep you much longer here, Cooper. I know that this week's a little bit weird with a midweek game, and you guys got a lot to get ready for and so on. But I appreciate you coming on the show. Congratulations on a fantastic weekend, as Mr. Odie said, as on the week as a team or the weekend as a team, but also as an individual. Great effort.
Thank you.
And don't know it yet, but I hope that you're the Central Division Player of the Week. That'd be a travesty if not, but we'll have to find that out a little bit later on. Anyway, thanks so much for coming on, and best of luck against Minot and again against Bismarck.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that will pretty much, well, wait a minute. I got a few talking points I almost forgot about. One thing I want to make sure and mention is that this upcoming home and home with Bismarck, the Friday night game here in the ODI Center is going to be the last home game before Christmas. So if you want to get to the pro shop and maybe buy up some scarves, hats, sweaters, whatever, lots of stuff that they've got there. Maybe have some great gift ideas and presents. So check it out. That'll be one of your only chances to do so at this last game before Christmas. Christmas food and Aberdeen area chamber ambassadors hat and mitten drives are coming up on Friday, December 13th versus Bismarck. Donate a perishable food item and receive $2 off admission. Donate a new pair of gloves or new hat and receive $2 off admission. Offers only good at the door on Friday night. Hub City Harley-Davidson corporate sponsor Integrity Ag, and at Skate with the Wings after the game. Again, that's on Friday. Saturday, December 14th at the Bismarck Bobcats, and there is a fan bus heading up to Bismarck. $60 gets you there and back and includes your game ticket. For more information and to reserve your spot, call Aaron at 605-380-5852. For all the latest news and information on the Wings, visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. The Wings have begun our Day with the Cup promotion. If you advertise with the Wings or have season tickets and you want your business to spend a day with the Cup, contact again Aaron at 380-5852 to schedule. Remaining reserved season tickets and corporate night sponsorships are still available. Call Aaron for that as well. Doors open for all Wings home games at 5:30 and the puck always drops at 7:15. $10 general admission tickets are on sale now at any of the 4C Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchase. Or upgrade to reserve seating by calling Aaron at 380-5852. And that will pretty much wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.